The Mini 4K is currently the most affordable drone for beginners and casual users who want to approach drone videography and photography. In this video I will concentrate on the photo quality of this model and its functionalities for still images. The Mini 4K is a rebranded version of the Mini 2, proposed at a much more competitive price. The Mini 2 was released almost 4 years ago. This is certainly a very long time, but as we will see later, this is not necessarily a negative point. The specs of the lenses are the same, with a sensor size of 1/2.3 inches, very small for today's standards, an aperture of f2.8 and a photo resolution of 12 megapixels. It is possible to save photos in JPEG format or JPEG plus RAW, while the first lightweight DJI model, the Mavic Mini, could only save images in JPEG. Due to the old design, the Mini 4K lacks most of the functionalities offered by the more expensive lightweight models, the Mini 3 and 4 Pro. But these extra features are mostly useful for video. Here I will analyze only the ones affecting still images. The Mini 4K doesn't have obstacle avoidance sensors, a crucial safety feature. Extra care is needed when flying in confined space or close to the ground. But the lack of obstacle avoidance is not as critical as when shooting footage, as the aircraft is not moving while taking photos. The Mini 3 Pro and 4 Pro have a mode called 48 megapixels, which is useful in easy light conditions when large prints are required. This mode is not present in the Mini 4K, but this is not a major drawback, as it is still a work in progress. The Mini 4K has automatic exposure bracketing. For each photo, 3 images will be saved, with a difference in exposure of 0.7 stops. The images can be merged to HDR for better result in high dynamic range situations, as we will see later. I always use AEB when taking photos to make sure one image is perfectly exposed, a sort of insurance against exposure mistakes. It is a useful feature, although I would prefer 5 images instead of 3, while the Mini 4 Pro can save up to 7. Another functionality is panorama mode, with 3 options: sphere, 180 degree and wide angle. Compared to the more expensive model, vertical panorama is missing. The Mini 4K should not be considered a toy, despite its low price. I already tested the video quality and its performance is outstanding in friendly light conditions. You can watch my video about it by clicking on the link above. Let's see how it behaves with still images, starting with easy light conditions. RAW files behave much better than JPEG. There is more contrast, the colors are richer, and they respond much better to editing. All the images here are from edited RAW file exported as JPEG. On several occasions I will show them before and after editing. I use Luminar Neo, my favorite post-processing software, to edit the image. You can watch my video about it using the link on the screen. The amount of detail is remarkable. It can compete with the Mini 3 Pro, although the Mini 4 Pro is superior in this department. The color rendition is nice considering the price and the old technology of the sensor and processor. In friendly light conditions, photos taken in RAW with the Mini 4K give more than acceptable results, however, they cannot reach the quality of the more expensive lightweight models. Let me show you a few more images so that you can let me know your opinion in the comments. I might do a video comparison of photography between the Mini 4K and the Mini 4 Pro. Let me know if you're interested. By turning the camera towards the ground for top-down shots, we can better appreciate the detail and the color rendition. The performance of the Mini 4K is surprisingly good, especially the rendition of the vegetation, very hard to reproduce correctly with a small sensor. Images taken in the direction of the sun are hard to reproduce correctly due to the very high dynamic range. It is a situation for advanced users and requires solid skills in exposure and editing. It is crucial to avoid burning the highlight. The shadows will be very dark, but we can try to recover them while editing. I had low expectations because of the small sensor and the old technology of the Mini 4K. I'm not showing images containing the sun inside the frame, as the results are not good enough. However, when the sun is just outside the frame, the quality of the image is better than I expected. There is a good amount of info to recover in the shadows, and I don't notice nasty flare and loss of resolution and detail in the areas close to the sun. At times there is some chromatic noise in the shadows, but Luminar Neo can fix it with its excellent denoiser. It is often possible to obtain better results by taking 3 automatic exposure bracketing photos and merging them to HDR. Against the sun, this model is outclassed by the Mini 4 Pro. But users who can expose correctly and have good editing skill can pull out acceptable results on some occasions. In my analysis for video with Mini 4K, I found that shooting footage with this model at night should be avoided, as the quality is unacceptable. This had to be expected with such a small sensor and age technology. Things improve only marginally in photography. The small sensor cannot collect much light, so the shadows are often too dark, and when we recover them in post-processing, a good amount of noise creeps in. An alternative is to raise the ISO value to increase the luminosity. But in this case there is a loss of detail and excessive noise. Drone technology for low light has massively improved in recent years. The Mini 3 Pro and 4 Pro produce sensational images under the same conditions, and their wide aperture of f1.7 gathers plenty of light. The Mini 4K is simply unable to compete. The quality of images produced in friendly light condition by the Mini 4K is outstanding considering the very affordable price. Beginners and casual users mostly interested in photography will be delighted as long as they are aware of the limitations against the sun and in low light. The lack of intelligent features is a major drawback for users interested in videography, but it is not a major issue for photography. For advanced and professional users who already own a larger drone and are looking for a lightweight one for urban shooting and traveling, the Mini 4 Pro is a better choice. Click on this link to watch my general video about the Mini 4K, and don't forget to hit the like button if you find this video interesting. Thank you.